So the next two things we're going to do, we're going to compare and we're going to multiply.
I thought this would graph me first. Oh, I was like, no, not again.
Comparing, which actually means ordering. Okay. Okay, so these represent 4 numbers. Some of them are in scientific notation.
Can you zoom in, please?
Yep, some are not.
Oh, that's a little blurry. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you cannot, if they're in order, you can order them by their exponents because obviously 5.32 to the 10th power, or sorry, 5.32 times 10 to the 10th is going to be bigger than 5.32 times 10 to the 4th, right?
Whoa,
Bigger exponents mean more zeros, yes?
yeah.
Okay. So you can order just by looking at the exponents unless the exponents are exactly the same.
Then you go
But-
down and look bigger.
Now, this is not in scientific. That's not, and that's not. Yes?
Kind of lost me in the numbers.
What do you mean?
Like the first beginning part of it, when you kind of lost me.
Okay. Again, just want to make sure you agree before we move on, but which number is bigger, 5.32 times 10 to the 10th or 5.32 times 10 to the 4th? Why?
Because 10
Is
The
it
big-
sort
the
of power
bigger
of
exponent?
that?
That I would have to move my decimal 10 places.
Oh, wouldn't it be-
It would have 8 zeros. This, I'd move it 4 places. It would only have 2. Do you understand that a larger power of 10 is automatically a bigger number? It doesn't even matter what this is.
So the biggest number is up
Biggest-
there is the 5.12 times 10 to the
Now,
5th.
before you order these, you want to make sure you're comparing apples to apples. They should all be in scientific notation because the exponents don't matter if they're not all in scientific.
How do you do that?
Okay, so this one, where does my decimal need to be to truly be in scientific?
7.5.
Okay, it should be here. Now this is where it kind of looks like scientific, but it's not. So when we're going into scientific, remember, moves to the right are decreasing my exponent. It's backwards from going into standard, okay?
it's
So-
5.
Yes, if I move 2 places to the right, I need to subtract 2. So this would be 5.2 times 10 to the 5th. Okay, this one is already in scientific. You can rewrite it if you want, so they're all on the same level. How about this one? Now, what is your exponent on the 10 right now? Because that confuses some people.
1.
1.
Oh.
It's 1. So you might want to put the 1 there. But where should my decimal be?
1.5.
Yeah. So it really needs to go 1 to the left and moves to the left.
The
Increase.
10
Yeah. So you're going to add 1. So this would be 5.32 times 10 to the second. And this one, my decimal's here. It should be there.
5.34 times 10 to the second power.
Okay, so I moved from here to there, which was left 2 places. Now this one actually was 10 to the 0 because there's nothing there. So it's just you move 2 places. All right, so now we're comparing things we can compare. Which of these we're going to do least to greatest? Okay, which one should be the smallest?
5.32 times 10 to the second.
Yeah. Now you've got 2 that are 10 to the second. The smaller number then is really the smaller number between these 2. So least would be 5.32 times 10 to the second. Then would be,
Wait, but don't you have to put it in the original form?
no, That's why we're putting them all in scientific.
But most of the time, so like before when you order just numbers,
No,
like fractions.
the whole point is you don't want to have to use those great big numbers. So if they're all in scientific, we can order them all from scientific. So this,
When we put them in the line, don't we have to put, like, instead of putting 5.32 times 10 to the second power, don't you put 53.2 times 10?
yeah, you might want to change it to that. I'm not sure how they're going to put the answers, but basically this one is going to be first, then that one, right?
Then, 5.12 times 10 to the negative, then 5.2 times.
Right.
But,
Now, when you check them, like she's saying, it might be in the corrections that they're giving you these instead. So, you know, what you could do is go to these and put number 1, number 2, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Just order them that way, okay?
That's philosophy, right?
All right, there's one more concept. Now here's the deal. You'll have a quiz on Tuesday over 8-1 and 8-2. Monday is reserved for practice. So it's up to you. There's one more concept. I can either do it now and you can practice it, or we can do it Monday, but,
Monday.
okay. So that means
When do we get at school?
at 11:10. Okay, now, guys, this has 8-2 and 8-3. Obviously, we're not doing 8-3 yet, but I wanted to save on copies. So, 8-2 is what you're going to do for the weekend, and I'll tell you which ones are holding.
Thank you. Oh, it's so easy.
Top section is writing in standard form. That is no power of 10. 9 through 16 is putting things in scientific. Let's talk about 14 a minute, because those are tricky. Look at number 14. I'll do this one with you. Okay. Okay, when you see millions, thousands, whatever, I want you to think of how many zeros. Actually, we're going to change this to thousand, not thousands. We'll make that easier. Right, these are going into scientific. But a million, think of it this way. Just put whatever number is there. Okay, how many zeros does a million have? 3 is 1,000.
4, 6, 7.
6 is a million, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so a million starts out as 10 to the 6. But this is not scientific notation yet. Why?
Because it's not behind the 5.
It needs to be behind the 5, so it's going to move.
So it's going to be 5 times 10 to the 5th.
Yes, this moves 1 to the right, which lowers your exponent by 1. Okay, so you're going to, as soon as you move to the right, you're going to decrease. So this would be 5 times 10 to the 5th. Okay? So for today, you can, let me show you what you can do. Actually, the only thing you cannot do would be 19 through 24. You should be able to do the first section, the second section, the third, not the fourth. But the table you could do because you're taking scientific here and putting it in standard, or standard to scientific.
Don't do what ones?
Don't do 19 through 24.
If we figure out how.
You can look at the book, and if you want to try it, it's not that difficult. Basically, if you want to try it, I'll just quick tell you.
But you'll still go over it on Monday.
Yeah, I'll go over it on Monday. You would multiply, Hunter, you'd multiply 4 times 3 and get 12.
Okay.
You would not distribute.
Okay. Okay.
because this is not a sum or a difference. You'd get 12, so this would be 12 times 10 to the 5th, but 12 is not between 1 and 10, so you'd adjust,
Oh, that's easy.
okay? So that's all you do.
That's so much easier than I was thinking.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I won't do this until Sundays.
Like here, you'd get 35, but you'd have to change it to 3.5, so you'd change your exponent. That's all you do.
I'll do like that.
You don't need it, so.
You said-